Let's cut these straps off. So it looks like everything is individually wrapped. We do have an instruction manual and a little bit of hardware. So it looks like these items are labeled, like this one is F. Looks like some kind of brackets. It's probably part of the stand, I'm guessing. And it is all labeled, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely the bottom. And we also have these, looks like some corners. Let's go ahead and get our instructions. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so here they show us all the included parts. Alright, so in the middle of the manual here, it has the steps of what we need to do. So it looks like step 1 is putting the A and B, these guys here, together. So the A will go first, and then the B goes inside of it. Just like that. So then we go to step 2, which is grabbing the C, this guy here, and then putting the 4 bolts and washers through that. So basically it's going to go like this. And it does come with a little wrench. So we're going to put the washer through the bolt like this, and then we're going to start the bolt right here. So after that, what we're going to do is grab the wrench and tighten it very snugly. And that's it, we can go to the next step. Alright, so step 3 is putting these corners on the ends. And they just literally go right in here. You can see the shape right there. They slide, the piece of metal slides into here. Just like that, so. Alright, which takes us to step 4, which is inserting the E. They're just going to lock into here through the side. There's like a groove. Simply just going to go from the top down. And so these braces here will hold the ends together. Pretty simple. The last one. And there we go. So you can see we have a pretty nice looking base. Alright, for step 5, it looks like we need sand or soil. And I guess we're going to fill up the F's, which the F is right here, these bags. And I guess you put the sand or soil inside the bag. There's a little slit right here that's Velcro. If you open it up, you can see there's a hole there. When you get it full of sand or soil, it'll fill up and make a shape that kind of looks like this, I guess. And then you simply just put them inside here, and then you have a G, which is the cover. So once you put your soil in it, and then this thing, which is the G, it actually goes on top, like a cover for this whole thing. But you will need to take these off first because it doesn't go through. Just like that, and then it'll stretch over. And the good part is it has these little locks here that grab around and then have a little nice aesthetic look, kind of like that. So that's one thing to consider with this umbrella, is that you will need to put sand or soil of some sort in those bags. Alright guys, so I got the sand in it and put this cover on. To be honest, it doesn't look great, but it's not too bad. So we do still have a couple more pieces. So we have the main umbrella and then the pole, and this is quite a large pole, guys. So this is a big umbrella, so it needs a pretty beefy pole. On one end of the pole you can see there's threads, and we're going to thread that into the umbrella. I'm just going to simply thread that into there. Alright, then we're going to tighten it up pretty good. And now we're going to take this plastic off, and we can go ahead and insert the umbrella into the base. And there we go, the umbrella is on. Now we can go ahead and tighten it. So the pole went all the way down, pretty, sturdy in there. We can go ahead and lock it in. And so now it won't twist around. And that's also quite important because this umbrella is not round, but it's more like a big oval. And you can tell by those 3 peaks there. So inside the umbrella there is a crank right there. It's kind of hard to see right now, but I'm going to go ahead and crank it. And this thing should start opening up. You guys can kind of see how it's made here. Alright, so it's opened up and it's huge, guys. It's absolutely huge. Let's see if I can stand back here. It is humongous. Like, I have to go back really far so I can show you guys. But yeah, you can see how big that is. Very large umbrella. And that's kind of what we wanted back here, something large enough so it could cover, quite a bit of area. Alright guys, so it's actually been a week since I installed the umbrella, and it's down right now, as you can see. And this is where it ended up being, kind of in that corner because of the way the sun is. Believe it or not, it covers all this couch here with just that one umbrella. And as the sun goes down, it keeps shade exactly where we need it. So overall, the umbrella's been doing pretty well. So let's go ahead and crank it back up. So the mechanism's been working pretty well overall. And this pin goes right in there. So right now it's midday, and we don't really sit out here at this time, but later in the day you guys can kind of see where the shadows are. So the edge is about here, and this side's starting to get shady. So in about an hour all this will be shady. or even less, and that'll be around 1 p.m. So overall, it's really nice, and it's definitely a great value for what you get. This is a very large size umbrella and has a pretty huge footprint of shade, and you can see the shade behind the couches here. Now the only issue that I've had is when it gets pretty windy, the wind blows on this umbrella, it kind of twists it like counterclockwise, and it ends up unscrewing from this pipe here. Now I tried to tighten it really hard with tools and everything. I got it super tight, but it's still somehow, I guess, the leverage from the umbrella being so long, you know, if it twists like this, it tends to unscrew there. So, but it only happens when it's really windy, and I haven't had too much issue with it except for once. But other than that, whatever we put in there is plenty. It's not tipping over or not showing any kind of signs of flying away, so that's a good thing, because this thing's kind of like a huge parachute here. So yeah guys, overall an excellent umbrella, and I would definitely have to give this thing a huge thumbs up. And if you're needing a large umbrella, this is definitely a great choice and a great value. So overall, I'm very pleased with it.